Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Sunday. Are y'all having a good Sunday? Or Monday. Some of you will be watching this on Monday morning probably as you get ready for your week. So here is to a fantastic week ahead. It's going to be a great week. I can just feel it. I actually don't have, Alex and I were just talking about this. I don't have a lot to do this week. He has a late meeting on Thursday night, and then he doesn't have anything else. I have therapy, I think, on Thursday. Either I have therapy this Thursday or I have therapy next Thursday. And then Tanya and I, last night, were talking about possibly going to the Covered Bridge Festival. But she is so busy right now with she's like, I really want to go. Would you want to go? And I said, yeah, I'll go. And, but I think she said the only day that she could go would be like, I think it's all this week and all last week. Actually, somebody commented on the vlog, and they said that they had gone to the Covered Bridge Festival, which is like this big thing in Indiana. Tanya and I actually went probably 5 years ago, we went. And so, she was like, I really want to go. She was like, but I'm so busy because it's like fall break, so the kennel's like really full. And she was like, I think the only days I could maybe go are Thursday, maybe Friday. And I was like, okay, well, just let me know. So she doesn't even know if she can possibly do it or not. And then the dinner that we were supposed to have with our friend like weeks ago at her farm, we're doing this Saturday. So I'm excited about that. It'll be she and I, well, Alex and I, and our friend that owns the farm. She's making us like a farm cooked meal because she lives on like this. Anyway, it's gonna be really fun. And then another friend of ours that like all of us were really close back in the day. So that's Saturday night. So that'll be really fun. But yeah, this week I don't have a lot to do. I've actually, last night and today, I was on my phone making a list of I think I already have my list of videos for tomorrow that I'm gonna do. So since I don't have a whole lot, yeah, I don't think I have any appointments or anything this week. Since I don't have a whole lot going on, I probably will be filming a lot of videos. So tomorrow, I'll probably film between like 6 and 8 videos. I have videos like on every single channel. Yeah, I have like 4. Well, on my drama channel, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos. And they're kind of all over the place. Like, there's like 3 true crime, 2 pop culture, a Sister Wives video. I guess I have more than that, actually. And then I have like 4 influencer things. And on my movie channel, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My TV, well, tomorrow will be Sister Wives. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, yeah, I still haven't put the table together yet. I still haven't put the orange wreath up yet. So that was going to be my plans last night. So Friday night, for Bachelor Weekend, I said that if you didn't watch yesterday's vlog, I said I had all these things I wanted to do, and I didn't end up doing all these things. And last night, I actually did do a lot of the things that I wanted to do. I finished a James Patterson book. I took a walk. I started the Frida McFadden book on Audible. I read my 31st Trick-or-Treater. I read some of the Zombie Fallout on the Kindle. I read some of the Pumpkins and Pixels which is the Halloween cozy mystery that I'm reading right now on the Kindle. I read some of my other Frida McFadden book, Do Not Disturb, and some of the James Patterson Confessions of the Dead, which somebody actually tagged me in a picture on Instagram that they were buying that book because I recommended it. I'm such an influencer, aren't I? I really do like that book, though, Confessions of the Dead. It's by James Patterson and J.D. Barker. And then we'll get to everything that I did last night, but I walked, I took a nap, I had a spa night last night while the dogs were playing on the bed. I trimmed my beard, I shaved, I did all this stuff, and then I lit a candle in the bathroom, one of the sleepy candle from Lush that I've had it's almost completely out, but I was like, oh, that candle's been sitting over there, I should light it. So while I was in the bathroom, then I took a shower and I was playing all this loungy music and used a bunch of products, got out and lotioned up. And I have to tell you something. So So for those of you that haven't heard me talk about how much I love the Shampure products from Aveda, okay, I, for years and years and years, have used off and on the shampoo and conditioner that's called Shampure, P-U-R-E. It has this unbelievable smell. When oh my god, it's Steve a Squirrel! Hi, honey, how are you? He literally just ran up the tree. Hi, Steve, how are you. Oh my gosh. I've been meaning to like get the bird feeders and stuff and everything out for fall and winter. That's been my, I've got a list of things I've got to do. I also want, well, one of the things I really wanted to do this weekend that I didn't do was, oh, now he's going across the street, changing all of my clothes out in the closet from, I've got to go through the clothes because a lot of stuff that I have in there is still like 2XL. I like some 3XL stuff. But I've got to go through the closet and see like what doesn't fit. And then I've got to put up, well, a lot of the sweaters are still in there, but I want to like pack up my shorts and stuff. I think the temperature is supposed to drop a little bit this week. So anyway, let's do time and temperature check really quick. It is currently 3:21 p.m. and the temperature is 71 degrees today. It seems warmer than that. Alex got home really early today, and when he came home, he had like this big hoodie on and stuff, and I said, is it cold outside? Because he got back into bed, or when he came in, he got into bed, and he had this like hoodie on, and I said, because I turned the air conditioning on when I went to bed last night, because I had the heat on. This is Indiana in the fall and winter, okay? You go back and forth between having the air conditioning on and the heat on. So I had the heat on when I was downstairs because it was cold, but it heats up so quick. Our place is so small that the downstairs heats up really quick. And so, but then when I went to bed last night, I turned the air conditioning on and I turned it down 2 degrees. So when he came home last night, or this morning, he was like, let's look at the temperature. Oh, tomorrow it's supposed to be 77 and 79. It goes like 69 to 78, 66. Yeah, it looks like all next week it's going to be in the mid to upper 60s. So, not this upcoming week, but the week after that. Which you can still wear shorts and stuff like that if I'm just, walking in and out of the house. But anyway, Alex came home this morning, and he like startled me. I was like asleep, and all of a sudden I heard the door open. He was like trying to open, like be real quiet with the bedroom door, and I like opened and I was like, who's there? I thought it was like, still the middle of the night. I was like, who's there? And then he came out, I was like, oh. But anyway, I had this hoodie on, and I said, is it cold outside? He's like, yeah, it's really cold outside. When I took the dogs out earlier this morning, it felt cold, but I have now been putting on that jacket that I've been wearing the last couple days. I like wear that when I take them out. So I didn't really know because I just put it on because it's got the bags in the pocket of it and stuff like that. And so I didn't really, like I had it on, I didn't really remember like if it was any colder than it was last night. But anyway, what was I saying before all that? Oh, so I did this like spa night last night. Oh, this was what I was talking about, the Aveda stuff. So, I guess it was like a holiday thing they did, where they put out the Shampure body spray. And it could be like a room spray too. I went and I looked online, and there's like one on Etsy. It's literally like if you buy it in the store or online when it's out, it's literally like $9.99 for a little bottle like that is that big, but it lasts you like 2 months. You don't need to spray a lot of it on. I love the smell of it. It's like my favorite. And so every night after I would take a shower, I would spray it on. Like after I put my lotion, I like lotion from head to toe and all that kind of stuff. And I would spray this on as a body spray. It just smelled so clean and so spa-ish. I loved it. Well, I ran out of it. I actually bought a dupe on Amazon, but the dupe is real oily, and this was not. This was kind of like, it was just like a light mist. I mean, it was a little oily, but it wasn't like, this one that I bought is like straight up just like oil. So I went into Aveda, and I asked, this is a while ago, and I was with Caroline one day, and I said, I couldn't find it online, did they discontinue it? And they said, they bring it back for holidays sometimes. So if they bring it back for holiday this year, I'm buying like 4 of them, because I love it. But after that, I'm thinking about making the video. I'm like, do I want to talk about this or not? I'm thinking about, did you guys hear about this? So somebody commented on my TV video. I knew nothing about this. About these allegations against this Matlock star, the Matlock, the TV show. This makes me so sad. I love this TV show. I don't even know how they're going to do this season, because the season's supposed to come out next week, I think. Elsbeth starts this week. This guy is like a main actor on the show. He plays like one of the legal assistants. And the woman that he is like partnered up with on the show accused him of all this stuff, and then they fired him like immediately from the show. I knew nothing about this. Somebody commented, I was going to like maybe make a video talking about it. I knew nothing about it. Somebody commented on my TV video talking about this. But anyway, I haven't even like read the article yet because I was looking through comments when I was at brunch. And so then I was like, I was like, what are they talking about? Who is it on the show? So I looked it up. Let me look up this. So anyway, I ended up buying these chakra sprays from Aveda. And they smell like, they smell super, super, like I like the spa smells that, like Alex likes like the deep spa smells, like the oils and all that kind of stuff. I like maybe like a cucumber mint candle. That's what I mean by spa smells, okay? But Alex loves, I want to look at this. Hold on a second. Aveda Shampure. Because you can buy the shampoo and conditioner and all that kind of stuff. Body spray. See, here's a dupe for $35.99. No, I don't want the dupe. I want the original one. Here it is, right here. This is what it looks like. $125 on eBay. I'm not buying, and don't anybody buy it. It's not worth $125. Here's another one, $166 on some other third-party site. So anyway, when I went in there, they told me that they sometimes bring it back for a Poshmark, $125. That must be the going price, because there's like 4 of them on here. Okay, so then they have these, and this is actually at the Aveda store. They have these chakra sprays, okay? And like chakra 2, chakra 3, you can go in there and they have like them in this like case, and you can smell them. Well, I just loved the lightness of the Aveda spray. So I was like, I'm going to buy these. Well, when they came, they smell like you're in some like very serious spa. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And I didn't really like them at first, but I sprayed one of them on and Alex was like, oh my God, I love that. Like, what is that? And I goes, oh, it's that Aveda chakra spray. And I was like, I'm not sure I really like it. Well, the more I've worn it, the more people have complimented me on it. And Alex really, really likes it. What's weird about it is it's like leveling your chakras, which I don't know anything about that. But when I wear that, like when I take a shower now and I wear it at the end of the night, because usually I just wear like the native like body sprays. I actually bought some other brand, Dove or maybe Degree or something, to try another full body spray deodorant, but I usually use the native ones. The sea salt right now is my go-to favorite. It was green tea for a while, but I like the sea salt one the most. But like sometimes I use a chakra spray. What's so weird about it is I don't know if it's my chakras are aligned. I don't know anything about that, okay? But I do like feel, I don't know, just so much better when I use it. And last night, so I did this whole not spa routine. I just took my time taking a shower and, like lotioning up. I was listening to music. The dogs were just laying on the bed. And so anyway, but after I did all that and I put my comfy pajamas on and stuff like that, I was so relaxed. I was just so relaxed. And whenever I use that stuff, it just really relaxes me. I don't know why. I actually, before I put my, because I was letting my hair dry and stuff like that. And so before I put my coat, which is, I mean, it wasn't like I was going anywhere. I didn't have to do that. But I have this big gray robe. So the first time that we ever went to Unico, they have these gray robes that have hoods on them. They're like, the robes are fantastic. They're like hoodies, but they're robes. And so I ended up getting Alex one for Christmas, and he loved it so much that then I ended up buying myself one. I can show you guys what the brand is. I can find it. It's not the brand they use at Unico. I don't know what the brand is. It's some brand I found online. But anyway, so I put that on last night, and I came out here. I was like, I just want to sit outside for a second. I'll tell you why in a second, because I had found out right before that Diane Keaton had passed away. And so I was like, I just want to sit out here and listen to some music. So I came out here and I listened to Both Sides Now. I actually listened to the version from the movie Coda, and then I listened to the Joni Mitchell version, and I was just thinking of my mom and growing up and watching the Diane Keaton movies and how much I love them. So then my night went on, but we'll get to that in just a second because I did want to talk about Diane Keaton for a little bit. I mean, I think it's no surprise to people. I've talked about her for a long time over here, how much I loved her. It's interesting when stuff like that happens. I I mean, obviously I didn't know her. She was just an actress, you know, that I loved the movies that she was in. And my mom loved Diane Keaton. I mean, loved Diane Keaton. Probably one of her top 2 or 3 favorite actresses of life. And I had talked to Tanya, like, as soon as I got done with my vlog, and that's when we were talking about the Covered Bridge Festival. And so I, like, put my robe on, and I was sitting on the bed, and Tanya called me back, and I was like, did you come up with, I was, like, joking with her, and so, like, sometimes when I answer the phone when Tanya calls, I don't say hello or anything, I just, like, go right into the conversation. And so I said, oh, did you come up with a date for the Covered Bridge Festival? And she said, is it a joke, like, online, or, like, is it, like, a fake news, or did Diane Keaton really die? And I go, what are you talking about? And she was like, it's all, like, over the internet that Diane Keaton passed away. And I said, Diane Keaton wasn't even sick, Tanya, like, that I knew of. I knew she had talked about health, like, issues, like, I think she had cancer and some things like that a couple years ago, but, like, recently I didn't know that she had talked about anything. And so I, like, immediately look up on my phone, and it's, like, everywhere it was, like, talking about it. And I just was like, oh my God, this is so incredibly sad. So anyway, Diane Keaton is somebody that, as an actor, had a pretty huge impact on me. Like I said, my mom loved her movies. Some of her movies are some of my favorite movies. I loved Crimes of the Heart with Jessica Lange and Sissy Spacek. Yeah. I know Woody Allen is so problematic, but the movie Annie Hall, like, it was probably one of the first movies I ever saw with my mom, like, when I was old enough to, like, really, I think I watched it with her when I was in high school. I'm sure she had played it some other time. My mom loved the movie Annie Hall. And I was remembering about this, that I talked about this my first couple years vlogging, because there was a scene in it when Annie Hall, who is played by Diane Keaton, she goes to this bar to sing. And she sings, seems like old times having you to talk with. And I put that up on my Instagram last night and shared it, that clip of her singing that. I don't know, I think Diane Keaton is somebody that was just so authentically herself. Somebody met, I put it up, a bunch of pictures of her on Instagram last night, and that I was devastated, and somebody messaged me and said, I can't believe she's alive, and her miserable ex-husband is, or that she's passed away and her miserable ex-husband is still alive, or something like that. And I was like, okay, so she was never married. Diane Keaton was never married. You must be talking about Mia Farrow, and I know you're talking about Woody Allen, but Diane Keaton was never married. But I hear your sentiment. It's interesting, like, every person I've talked to about it, like, my friends, it's like, as you get older, you know, like, when I was in, like, my 20s and 30s, if somebody had said, you know, like, my grandfather, my dad's dad, died when he was 74, and I can remember people being like, well, that was a good life, he lived a good life, you know, and she was 79, and, so many people that I've talked to, I feel like every person I've talked to is like, that's so young. I mean, my mom died when she was 64. Now I understand why at 64 people are like, that was really, really young. I think in my perspective, it didn't seem that way, because my mom's dad died when he was 39. My grandma died when she was 67, you know? So it's like everybody's like, I don't know, she just, you know, the thing about Diane Keaton is this, that she just had this youthful spirit about her, but it wasn't about, like, trying to look younger or trying to act younger or be younger. She just had, it was almost kind of like a childlike wonder about her, or, do you know what I'm saying? Like a childlike wonder about her, or just an awe, not childlike, but just her laughter and, like, her, I don't know, all of that. And, I can remember one of the things that has really, like, changed me in life about my outlook on getting older, and this was years and years ago, I've talked about this a lot on here too, was that she did this interview with Oprah. And Oprah asked her if she had had any plastic surgery, and she said, no. She said, you know, like, And I think because my dad, well, he's retired now, but at the time was a plastic surgeon, a lot of people would ask me that. They'd say, like, are you going to have, plastic surgery as you get older? Are you going to get your eyes done? You're going to get a facelift? And all that kind of stuff. And what's interesting about that, too, is that my dad has had, like, absolutely nothing done, like, I have had Botox. I think, like, the first time was before we got married, and then I had it, like, 6 months after that. The third time was when I was like, I'm not doing this again. But I had heard, and that's the only thing that I've ever had done. I'm like, before I say that, and somebody's like, well, actually, I'm like, no, that's the only thing that I've ever had done. I remember, and I don't judge anybody for that. I have lots of friends of mine that have had all kinds of things done, fillers, and they love it. Alex loves aesthetics and stuff like that. I mean, he's real into all that kind of stuff, and is like, oh, when I get older, I'm gonna have facelifts in my eye. I'm like, do it, do all of it. That's what makes you happy. I think it's a personal choice. I think that's, it's your body. You should do what you want to do with it. And I don't judge anybody else for that. Although I did see a statement from Cameron Diaz that she said, somebody asked her about having a lot of, like, facial work done, if she has, and she said she would rather grow old looking at her face. Something like, I just saw this yesterday, actually, because I was like, oh, that's so similar to what Diane Keaton said. Oh, I should look up the quote, because she was like, I would rather grow old looking at my face. Cameron Diaz, shoot. Quote on her face aging. She said something about, like, I'd rather see my face aging than a face that doesn't belong to me. And I thought that was kind of an interesting comment. I think it's really, like, a societal thing more for women than for men. And I honestly think that a lot of it is based in insecurities that we see that we're supposed to look a certain way in society instead of just stepping into, we all age, we all get older. It's like when people have said things to me about, like, look at his wrinkles and his forehead and whatever, I'm like, do you think you're not going to get wrinkles as you get older? Like, do you think your hair is not going to turn gray and white? I mean, maybe a very few people, their hair doesn't turn gray and white, but it's going to happen to the best of us, Your knees are going to crack and your back is going to be sore when you get up in the morning. You're going to have wrinkles in your forehead. I mean, to me, I don't even, like, consider, call it ageist if you want to, but it's like, it's going to happen to the best of us. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to happen to all of us. And if you want to do something about that and that makes you feel better about yourself, do it. I think that there's a standard that we have to keep up with, that we're forever going to look the way that I'm never going to look again the way that I looked at 30. I was just talking to Tanya about this last night. It's like, even though I've lost weight, it's like, my skin does not, like, my skin and my body, like, I can put on a shirt that I wore 15 years ago that I found up in the closet. It doesn't fit me the same way that it did 15 years ago, Even with walking and doing a light lifting regimen, I'm not heavy into it yet, but it's like stuff still doesn't fit the same. That's getting older. I would rather embrace the beauty of getting older than constantly feeling like I have to live up to this image of, like, oh, you look so good, for somebody saying you look so good for 53. I don't even know what that comment means. Like, I see so many people that look, I don't even know what that means, but I see a lot of 53-year-olds that look a hell of a lot younger than me. You know what I mean? It was like, I saw this thing the other day, and actually it's the guy that, if you've watched the show The Waterfront, that the wife is having, like, the affair with on the waterfront. And he's in this ad. It comes up on Facebook all the time. It's that, and I've never clicked on this ad, but I know it's the guy, and it's some, like, skincare routine that he uses. It's probably aimed at my age, that's probably why. But it's some skincare, I'm, like, looking through here to see if it'll come up. It's not. But look, Caddis Eyewear constantly comes up for me. But anyway, it's some skincare, and I was like, okay, so he said something about, like, using this skincare. I actually had looked this guy up, and we're, like, the exact same age. He's a couple years younger than me, actually. And, like, his ad is like, oh, maybe I did click it to watch what he had to say. because he's like, my skin looks 20 years younger. I was like, oh baby, now come on now. Listen, there's no skin regimen that I could do at 53 years old starting today that's going to make me look 20 years younger, okay? Let's just be for real, okay? Let's just be for real about that. And a lot of that is genetics, okay? So it's not, we're not gonna ever look like and I think that's part of it, is this societal push that we constantly need to look younger than we are. What's wrong with just being our age, you know? What's wrong with just accepting it and being like, this is who I am, you know? Take it or leave it. Take the wrinkles. I'm okay with the wrinkles. I'm okay with the white hair. Look at my hair today from drying in the wind and sleeping on it last night. I'm okay with that. If you have a problem with it, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. You know what I mean? Like, but he said something about this, and the comments underneath there were like, because he has white hair and a beard like me, and he's a very attractive man, and the comments were like, well, if he dyed his hair and his beard, then he would look 20 years younger, and there was a lot of comments like that, and I was like, what? Okay, so that's societally, like, I should color my beard and my hair. I did that for a long time. I've told this story so many times that, like, on our wedding was when I started growing out my beard. Well, when I started growing out my beard, it was salt and pepper at first. It wasn't completely white. Like, that was, like, after a year of it changing. Let me go back in here. Let me go in here, actually, too. My pictures at the very beginning. This is one of my very favorite pictures, and I actually took it sitting right here of myself. And this was when, let me see if I can find it. It should be one of the first pictures of my phone. But this is when I first, this is probably, like, here it is. This is when my beards first started growing out. And you can see, it was like salt and pepper. It wasn't like look at it compared to now. So, but then it started going really white. And I can remember talking to my dad about it, and I said, because I was still coloring my hair at that time. So my hair was brown. My hair started turning gray and white when I was 23, 24, 23. So it was like brown. And then this was like white. It was bad. And so I said to my dad, I don't know what to do. And my dad said, Pete, just let it go. He said, you can't keep up with it forever. Just let it go, you know? And I can remember when I did, and it was so, I can remember talking to my hairstylist at the time. She's not my hairstylist today, but my hairstylist at the time, she's still a good friend of ours. And I said, like, it's gonna change that quick. And she's like, you don't have that much rootage. Like, but I was like having to go every 3 weeks. And I was like, yeah, it's gonna change like really quickly. And I can remember, so she said, you don't wanna do any color this time. I said, no, let's just let it grow out. She goes, okay, we'll just like, as we go, cut it out. And I said, okay. And I came in the next time, and she was like, she couldn't believe like how white my roots were. I mean, she could not believe it. And it was like, it had grown like, well, maybe like that much by that point. She was like, oh my God, your hair really is white, like white and gray. And it was weird because at first, like, I would say it came in salt and pepper for probably 6 months to a year. And then right after that, it completely switched to being like all this. But I can remember, like, it just felt really freeing. There was something about it that, well, I would always remember talking to my mom about this, because my mom colored her hair her whole life like platinum blonde, and except for when she had alopecia and then it grew out and she had it brown for a while, but after that she started coloring it again. And she always wanted to let her hair go white. It was interesting because Caroline and I were having this conversation not too long ago, because Caroline said when she turns 60, she's letting her hair, she's not coloring it anymore. And I said, okay, but I remember having that conversation with my mom, and my mom really wanted to let her hair go like all white and gray. And she said, what do you think? And she said, do you think it'll age me? And I said, yeah, I do think it'll age you. I mean, instantly when my hair went all white and I had the beard, I mean, people were before that guessing me for early 30s and immediately guessed me for 50. I mean, like, they were aging me over what I was at that time by years, because I had white hair and a white beard. And was kind of like young for having white hair and a white beard. But I can remember saying that to my mom. My mom passed before she ever saw me with a beard or white hair. I've talked about this before. My mom liked me like really clean shaven and all that kind of stuff. I probably wouldn't have a beard. I mean, maybe I would have, I don't know. But like, I don't think my mom would have liked a beard on me. But anyway, but I was also pretty defiant. So, like, if I wanted to do it, I was going to do it. You know what I mean? But I can remember talking to my mom about it, and she said, do you think it'll age me? And I said, yeah, I think it'll age you. If you want to do it, you know? And she goes, we would talk about, like, the society standards for women, like, you know, keeping it up. And she would say, and now this is before I had white hair and a white beard, and she would say, as men get older and they get wrinkles and they get white hair, society finds them more attractive or finds them looking more experienced or wiser. Whereas women, it's like you've let yourself go, is what the attitude is. And she's like, it's so unfair. It's extremely unfair, but it is an extreme truism. Because I can tell you, since I have let my hair, I mean, years and years and years, I never got hit on, especially by women. The camera stopped. Especially by women, I never got hit on. I grew my hair out white and had this beard, and I mean, it happens quite a bit. Where was I just the other day? Where was I? Oh, it was when Alex took me to the grocery store. I don't even know if I talked about this on here, but I came out and this woman was standing there and she was like, "You smell so good." I mean, I was getting into his car and whatever. And was that where it was? I don't know, but anyway, I mean, I like literally I was just dressed in like t-shirt. I mean, it wasn't like I looked and had a hat on like I always do. And I walked by her and she said, "Such a handsome man," or something like that. I mean, I never got that back in the day, you know? And I think it's a sad reality that we live in, that I think that I'm seeing it more. Well, I think also being gay is kind of a different thing, because I think in the gay community, there's kind of that, I don't know, like, it's kind of seemed to switch a little bit. Maybe it's just because there's so many of us in the gay community that are in my age group now, that it's just like, okay, we can't keep it up forever, you know what I mean? We're not going to all of us look 25 forever, and who would want to? I personally think I look better now than I did when I was 25. I think I look better now than I did when I was 35. And I'm not just talking about because of, like, my weight and stuff. My weight has fluctuated my entire life. So there's periods of my life that I was thinner than I am now, better shape than I am now. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, I think, my being content with who I am. I think that has more so affected. I just don't, you know, like, I can remember getting so bent out of shape about I mean, in my youth, I was rather vain, and I think that I gave up a lot of time and a lot of energy on trying to look a certain way, and I want to look good, and I want to do, I'm not saying that I don't today. I think part of taking care of yourself is wanting to look good for yourself and your partner and people like that. You know, I think that's, for me, that's how I define it for me. I feel better about myself. Like, my mom used to always talk about this. Like, she would get up and get ready for the day, and she would say, "I feel better about myself when I do that." I feel better about myself when I get up, and I mean, some days, in all honesty, I sit down on camera and throw on a t-shirt and put on a hat, and I think, "You look rough today." Like, and that does affect kind of my overall, like, attitude in a video, unless I'm, like, really feeling it, you know what I mean? Like, not on a vlog, but, like, on a drama video or something. And so, like, but, like, get me, like, after I took a shower last night, I'm, like, in cozy pajamas, and I kind of had my hair looking kind of cute, even though it was, like, dry and wet and stuff. Like, I felt good last night, you know? Like, no, I wasn't ready for a night out on the town. But you know, I think we all, like, of us feel better, like, you know, when we go to Vegas and we go out to dinner and I dress nice and whatever, like, I do feel better about myself, you know, I do. And so, I think that that's important, but I don't think at the expense of becoming consumed with it. And I think that, I don't know that I ever was really that consumed with it. And I think that's partly because neither of my parents were. Neither one of them were that consumed. I think, like, I don't know. But also, I think because my parents weren't judgmental about people that were. You know, like, my mom, like, my mom would say things, like, my mom wanted plastic surgery on stuff. She would talk about it. She'd say, like her whole life, she'd say, "I can't believe that I was married to a plastic surgeon." I mean, my mom was 5 foot, and she would say, I just can't believe I never got a breast reduction. Like, that was one of her whole dreams. And then as she got older, she would say, "I think I kind of, like, want a facelift or my eyes done or whatever." But she didn't really, like, she was more afraid of surgery than she was of the aging, you know what I mean? I don't know, like, Alex he'll ask me, I don't know, every once in a while when we're talking about stuff, he'll be like, "Do you think you'd ever get, like, a facelift or whatever?" I really don't. I don't judge people that do. I have friends of mine that do it. I have friends of mine that have done all that stuff. No, I don't. I think you gotta do what makes you happy. But in this interview that Diane Keaton did with Oprah years and years and years ago, I think Oprah, I can't remember exactly how it said, but Oprah said, have you had any work done, like any plastic surgery? And she's like, no. She goes, I don't rule it out. Like, I'm not against it. She goes, but I just believe a little bit more in aging authentically. And I remember I heard that, and I just, like, hooked onto it. And I was like, I love that. I love that, aging authentically, you know, that. And I think because the truth of it is, and this is a reality that people don't tell you, okay, when you're 25 and 30 years old, and even 40 years old. 40 is still really young, you know? I mean, to be honest with you, 53 is still really young in comparison, you know? I mean, I'm still pretty young compared to people out there. And I mean, I even think like 65 is still young, you know? And so, I mean, God, some of my neighbors are like 80 years old and they're out walking every day. And I mean, age is not what it used to be back in the day. I think it's what you do with your life. You know, I don't love the saying that age is just a number, because I think that leans into, well, I'm 60, but I can still dress like I'm 25. No, I'm not. I don't do all that today. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not about all that. Do that if that's what makes you feel good, okay? Like if you're 70, you want to wear the Daisy Dukes, baby, wear them all day long. But I don't need to do that. But I think like the aging authentically thing for me, this is what I was gonna say that they don't tell you. I don't know who they are, but that they don't tell you is, no matter how hard you try, no matter how many face creams you use, okay? No matter how much Botox or how many aesthetics products you get, no matter how much filler you have, how many facelifts you have, okay? You're going to age, okay? Whether it's right here in your neck from being in the sun, whether it's spots on your shoulder, whether it's your hands, because the hands are the thing that I noticed first about my mom. I remember sitting in the living room here and I looked over at my mom's hands and I was like, it was like 1 second. And it was like, then I just noticed, I was like, my mom's hands look older. And there's only so much that you can do. I would rather spend my time and energy, and like, I'm not trying to convince anybody. You can do what you want to do. And you know what? Like Diane Keaton said, I haven't ruled anything out. I mean, ask me in 10 years, I might be, you know, going under the knife. To be honest with you, having had a dad that's a surgeon, you would think that I would feel more comfortable about all that kind of stuff. The idea of elective surgery to me, of having to go, that scares me. Like, I don't want elective surgery if I don't have to. I mean, like, I'm not going to be electing to have any kind of surgery anytime in the near future. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing about that seems desirable to me. I don't care if I come out and I look like, I was going to say Brad Pitt, but I don't, like, who do you say today? You know, I don't care. I mean, and they even look old. All of them look old today. We're looking older. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on, let's just embrace it. I would rather spend the time and the money and the focus on enjoying what I look like now, or being in this body. I mean, this is the other thing too. Like, I think I focused so much time and energy in my youth on how do I look instead of how am I able and how do I feel. Like, the fact that I am sitting out here with my eyesight and my hearing, which is not great in one ear, but, you know, and taste, and my legs, and my feet, and my hands, and I'm able to enjoy the earth every day, is 100 times more important than how I physically look. You know, like, and to put so much time and energy into that, when there are so many people out there in the world with chronic illnesses and chronic issues that can't enjoy the world, I would rather spend the time and energy and be grateful for what I've given, because there are people that can't, and that might be me tomorrow. And I don't want to look back and be like, and I wasted that time just hoping that my skin looks smooth enough. For who? For somebody out there, I mean, and like I said, like I do have a skincare regimen, and I do that because I mean, I'm not trying to like, do you know what I mean, like look like a raisin, but at the same time, I'm not going to be consumed with it. I'm just not, you know, like, I just don't want to be consumed with it. I still love the skincare, I still love the lip scrubs and all that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong, I still love all that kind of stuff. It's not like I'm just like throwing it in the trash, I'm saying I'm not going to do it anymore. I just don't want to be consumed with it. Because we're gonna all look older one of these days anyway. Like, I'm kind of in my head right now, I'm thinking of like my friends that are all like my age or 10 years older. It's like, when I see somebody today and I say like, you look really good, typically what that means to me translated is like, you seem really happy. It's not like, oh my God, you look like you just stepped out of having a facelift. You know what I mean? Like, but I will say this too, like all the people that I know, like if they get procedures done or they get aesthetics, they're real honest about it. Like I think like the generation before us, like my parents and stuff, like the people that I knew that got a lot of work done, like I would hear it through like my mom or somebody. My mom would say, oh, well, so-and-so got a facelift. And what, I mean, it was like all like this like secret. Like you didn't know that they're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like everybody that we're friends with, like if people get stuff done, they're real honest about it. They're like, oh, got shot up with Botox this week. I think it's weird, like, with the beauty influencers online, that they lied about the stuff that they got. I mean, when they would get, like, BBLs and filters, it was so obvious. Why not just be honest about it? Like, I just didn't get it. You know what I mean? But I say do what you want to do. Live your life the way that you want to live it. But we're none of us going to look... I was like, what is this? I was like, is Laura singing in her garage? It's a bee over there. I became a lot happier when I just kind of stepped into that. It's not about, okay, I think this is the thing. It's not about just being like, okay, I'm going to look older, like just accept that. I think it's, let's do with what we're given, right? Like I'm going to do with what I'm given. And so... if I wanted to color my hair, I could color my hair, but I'm just going to talk about with me. Like, at 53 years old, I'm going to do with what I'm given. So, I could shave my beard or I could keep my beard white. I could, you know, I still like to get my hair cut nice. I like to wear cute clothes. That's doing with what I'm given, like, today. Like... when I see, like, good-looking men online, they're usually men my age that have, like, a tweed sport coat on or, like, a nice sweater with a pair of, like, you know what I mean? Like, I like that kind of, like, very kind of, like, artsy sweater, like, walking through the streets in New York look. I like that look, right? That's kind of doing with what I'm given today is what I mean. I mean, if you want to wear whatever you want to wear whatever you want to wear. There are days that I'm like, I'm going to wear this tie-dye shirt, and I'm going to wear this, and, you know, this beaded jewelry. I think that we should... speak from our soul, like whatever you feel like you should do that day. I don't want to, I think in my head, and I see some people that are my age or older do this, and it kind of makes me sad, honestly. It's like, there's an attempt to try to be like, okay, well, this is what I was like at 30, and I still want to have that. And I can remember my ex, who's a hairstylist, I said something to him one time about, like, trends or something that he sees, and he said, like, one of the things that he sees is that when women have had, I think this was such an interesting statement, he said that when women have had the same hairstyle for, like, numerous years, like decades, right? And, like, if you've had the same hairstyle since you were, like, 30 or something, right? And let's say you're my age now. And I'd say, well, what do you think that's about? Like, they just get used to a hairstyle? He goes, I think that that is indicative of that was the happiest time in their life. And so they keep a hairstyle that reminds them of when they were the happiest in their life. Because in their head, when they look in that was the happiest that they were. And he was like, and it's so hard to switch out of that. And I was like, oh my God, like, I've done that a lot with things in my life too, you know? Like, it's not just a haircut, it's a way of being or whatever. Well, I want to be happy in this moment. I want to be happy at 53 and 54 and 55 and 56. And I want to be happy in these moments, you know? And I think to do that is living whatever your truth is, you know? Like, if your truth is wearing Daisy Dukes and, you know, or getting a bunch of aesthetic stuff done and that makes you happy, I think you should do that. For me, that's not what makes me happy. And I don't judge anybody that does that, you know? Like, listen, I have friends of mine that are, I'm like, all right, girl, you go, baby. You got it going on, you know? But, like, listen, that's not for me, okay? Like, and I wouldn't, this is the other thing, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. Like, I would not, that wouldn't be comfortable for me. I am so about comfort today. I'm like, I want to do things. I do things for Peter today. This is one of the most valuable lessons that I have learned. I do things that make me happy. Because if I'm happy, well, I'm not saying that, like, selfishly. Like, I do things for other people too, obviously. But, like, as far as personal choices, I do things that make me happy. I don't live by what I feel like society tells me that I should. What is going on there? That society tells me that I should look like or whatever. Like, I have to make the choices, if that makes sense, that make me happy. So anyway, all of that over Diane Keaton. Loved her so much. It was interesting. I was seeing people like post like their favorite movies about Diane Keaton and stuff like that, and I kind of like other people's favorite movies of hers were not my favorite. Like Baby Boom. Like I guess people grew up with that movie. I mean, I've seen it several times, but I was like, I kind of even forgot about that movie. And what was the other movie that people were saying? It was consistently two movies, and it was Baby Boom and some other movie. And it was like an older movie from back in the day. I don't even remember which movie it was they were saying. But anyway. So sad. Good life lived, though, right? Like, I mean, every actor coming out is saying everything wonderful about her. I mean, to live a life like that, you know, to where everybody is just, they're in shock and what an amazing person she is. I mean, that's a life well lived, you know, to have people say all that. I'm not talking about, you know, when I think we saint people sometimes when they pass and all of a sudden, like, you know, like I've said before, like I try not to do that with my mom. Like I try to give a very realistic version. I loved my mom. She was a fantastic woman, but she could be very difficult at times too. And, you know, I feel like sometimes when people pass away, it's like we all of a sudden we forget, like, that they had difficulties of their own as well. Or maybe, you know what, we want to like immediately be like, oh my God, they were the best person in the entire world. But for nobody to really have anything bad to say about Diane Keaton because she just really was such a wonderful person. I think that's, I don't know, that's something admirable to look up to, you know? So anyway, last night I read a lot and then, I finished the James Patterson book and started the Frida McFadden book. Tanya, earlier, now I'm getting all my phone calls with Tanya confused. Maybe I talked to her about Diane Keaton, like, why, did we talk 3 times last night and I talked to her right after the first phone call? Before I took the shower? I don't remember. Anyway, but she was like, oh, I read the Frida McFadden book. She's like, The Intruder. I mean, a book comes out and she reads it like right away. She's like, I read it in one day. It's so good. Well, I said, well, I have it on Audible, so I'm going to start listening to it. But I got to, you know, finish this James Patterson book. So I finished that and I started listening to. I have on The Intruder, that last James Patterson book was a setup for the next one. It was not good. So on The Intruder, I have 2 hours and 52 minutes left of it. I like it so far. So this woman that goes and lives in this, she lives in this cabin and this huge storm is coming and all this kind of stuff. So last night I watched, well, okay, here's the thing. I am so in to Life. I'm going back. So Life After Lockup, this newest season, it just ended. And so Love After Lockup, the new season of Love After Lockup comes out. I'm in my head thinking, can you tell? I think January 30th. So between now and January 30th, there's no Life After Lockup, Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, nothing. So in between, I've been going back and I've been watching these seasons. Nikki and I have. So each season, okay, people are asking me where I watch it. I watch it on AMC. But each season has like 50 to 60 episodes. Because in each season is like 2 Love After Lockups and 2 Life After Lockups and 1 Life During Lockup, okay? So it's like, and it just goes together. You don't ever really know where one stops and just have, you just have to, if I were going to watch them, I would start with season 1, episode 1 and just go all the way through, is what that's what I'm doing. So last night, I finished season 2, part 2 of Life After Lockup, which goes right into part 3 of Life After Lockup, so it ends all the stories, and Brittany and Marcelino are back, okay? So and I know that they've broken up. I saw a picture of her the other day. I was like, oh my God, Brittany looks so fantastic. I would love to meet her. But in case I sent this to Nikki last night, because Nikki's like, I don't know what episode I'm on, I don't remember. And so I sent this to her last night, and she was like, oh, is that the castle? Hold on a second. She's like, I do remember that. This was so rich. Hold on, this right here is why I love this show so much. I was gonna call her Crystal, her name's Cheryl.
That I paid for myself while I was in prison? Yeah, don't you think I prefer a ring that I haven't paid for myself? That broke son of a bitch can't even do that. I can spend $500 on the watch he's got around his wrist, but I can't even get a $50 ring on that dirty son of a bitch.
I I love this show so much. I love this show so much. You guys, you cannot make this stuff up, okay? They got back together as soon as the show was over, by the way. He was going to propose to her at this castle, and then he said, no, I'm not going to propose to you now. I'm going to break up with you instead. They're not together in real life, though, anymore. I looked it up. But anyway, I mean, this is like from 10 years ago, because it's season 2. So then I go in and I start watching, what's the gal, I can't remember her name. Her husband's name is Lamar. And she lives in Lehigh, which is where, she's Mormon, and she lives in Lehigh, which is where the Sister Wives started. And Andrea is her name, Andrea and Lamar. So anyway, and they're still together to this day, too. So I know, because I follow all the Life After Lockup, or Love After Lockup Facebook groups. So I'm kind of into that, really, right now, okay? And it's like, I have a lot of other things I need to be watching, but last night, I watched, like, the last episode of the whatever. I don't even know what season it is. It doesn't make any sense. But now I'm on the first episode of the new Life After Lockup, which is like the last 13 or 14 episodes of season 2. And then I start season 3. Okay, so I'm in the last part of Life After Lockup. Okay. So then I go into season 3, which is a whole new cast of Love After Lockup. So anyway, I watched that, and then I was like, I gotta watch these Saw movies because I got 9 more to watch, and we're getting into October. So I watched Saw 2 last night. I really, really like it. I was telling Alex today, he's like, aren't they so gory? I don't feel like they really are that gory, honestly. I feel like they imply goriness, but they don't really show, I feel like a lot of other horror movies are 10 times more gory than the Saw movies are. I will tell you this, having watched 2 of them, though, they really hold up. Oh, there they are! What's that?
Not much.
How goes it?
It's going good.
Your 2 dogs behaving themselves?
They are. They're taking a nap with their dad inside right now.
That's what I need to do.
Are you behaving yourself?
Well, sort of.
Good.
Yeah, not all the time.
Ew, enjoy your walk. Okay, I had to stop it because she was telling me about, she found out that, and I knew exactly where it was when she was telling me about it, and he was like shaking his head. So she was telling me that the house that she grew up in as a little girl, her and my mom graduated from high school together and didn't know each other at all. But anyway, she didn't start high school there till like later. But this is a completely different woman that knew my mom and my aunt in high school. There's another woman in here that like, and she didn't know, they didn't know each other in high school either. But the other woman knew my mom and my aunt, was like friends with them in high school and at IU and stuff. So anyway, but she was telling me exactly where it was and stuff like that. So I like stopped the camera. But she was telling me that she found out that the farm that she grew up in way back when she was little, that her dad paid for this like farmland, like in like the 40s, like $30,000. And she said they just found out that it was listed for like, I think she said 750 or something like that, or 1.7 or something like that. I said, oh, you should buy it and stuff. And she was like, no. She's like, it's way out there. But I knew where it was because it's real close to where Alex's mom used to live. And so I was telling her that it's close to like kind of like where Caroline lives now, but it's like out in the farm area of that. And then she was like, do you know that area out there? I was like, oh yeah, Fox Hollow Farms is out there and stuff like that. But anyway, so she was telling me about that. But she was telling me the exact address, which is why I stopped the camera and stuff like that. So anyway, and saying the names and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I watched the second Saw movie last night. I'm really, really liking them. Like, I was kind of like, so I'm going to do a reaction to it, which is why I was kind of like in my head kind of pausing about what I want to say. It's really interesting. Like, Alex has no desire to watch them. He's like, we watched all those back in the day. I said, I don't remember watching this one. And he's like, yeah, like, the guy gets kidnapped. And I was like, somebody gets kidnapped in every single one of them, Alex. And he was like, I said, Donnie Wahlberg is in this one. I did not remember that Donnie Wahlberg is in this one. If I've seen this one, I don't remember seeing this one. And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then Donnie Wahlberg gets kidnapped. I go, Donnie Wahlberg doesn't get kidnapped. And I'm like, you haven't seen this movie. He's like, no, we saw this movie in the movie theater together. I said, the movie theater, it came out in 2005. We weren't together yet. I do think there's one that he and I saw in the movie theater, but I don't know which one it is. Maybe Saw X, or I don't know, Saw something 8 years ago or some 10 years ago. But anyway, this one is about Donnie Wahlberg. I won't ruin it for you if you're going to watch it. They're all free on Tubi if you want to watch them. So it's Donnie Wahlberg is a police officer. And by this point, by Saw 2, we know who Jigsaw is. Jigsaw is like this serial killer, although he's not really a serial killer because they have the choice whether or not they die or not because it's a game, okay? But he's like this known serial killer, Jigsaw. And so they're like looking for him, the police are looking for him and stuff like that. And Donnie Wahlberg is like not get along with his son, and you find out it's because like something happened with him as a police officer, and so like his wife left him, and so he shares custody with his son who's like in high school. And him and his son get in a fight at the beginning of it. So then they find Jigsaw, and then Jigsaw's like, oh, well, you can kill me, but, like, you better take care of what's in that room first. And then he finds out that Jigsaw has his son and, like, 5 other people in a room. And so then the story is about these people getting out of this room and Donnie Wahlberg, like, trying to figure out where they're at. I thought it was good. The storyline for almost all of them is very, like, that I know of, is pretty identical. But I think they still, like, stand the test of time. I thought this one was good. I thought it was scary. So I think, like, this is so interesting to me. When Boo was here, do you guys remember me talking about a mouse in the kitchen? Okay, I think the mouse, or another mouse, is back in the kitchen. What's funny about this is that the entire time since Boo has been passed away, I've never heard a mouse in this house, okay? Maybe it's because of the seasonal year or whatever, but I am almost 100% sure. So it's weird that we had a mouse when Boo was here, and the mouse was not a scared Boo. And we have a mouse now when Walter or Otis are here, okay? When they, like, walk all through the kitchen and stuff like that. So thank God we still have some of those humane traps and stuff like that. But, so last night, I'm watching Saw, okay? So I didn't, like, my nap was not super long last night. And so I was, like, downstairs, like, you know, early and cozy pajamas and whatever, and, like, had taken them out, like, 4 times, and they ran around. I mean, they got tired pretty early last night. Like, I'd say by, like, 1 o'clock, they were, like, in the chair next to me sleeping. Well, all of a sudden, and I didn't have my AirPods in. Like, when Alex is upstairs asleep, I listen with my AirPods in. The battery just went to the halfway mark. So I didn't have my AirPods in. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, like, Walter, I think, has, like, they both have pretty good hearing, but, like, because I'm not used to that, because, like, Boo couldn't hear anything, like, the last year, like, very well. But, like, Walter pops up, and he turns and he, like, looks in the kitchen, and then Otis is, like, and they're literally, like, it's so cute, you guys, because they're there, and they're, like, looking, like, what's in the kitchen? I heard nothing. So then Walter gets up, and he, like, jumps down, and he goes in the kitchen, and he's, like, scratching at this cabinet, and I'm like, what is in this cabinet? I mean, we don't even keep anything in there. So I open the cabinet and I look, and there's nothing there, right? Okay, so bring him back, and they all get settled. And it's like 20 minutes later, and I'm like, I thought I heard, like, and then as soon as I heard it, Walter goes. And I was like, and Otis was out at this point. And I was like, I paused the TV, and I didn't hear anything, or the iPad. So I turn it back on, and it's like 2 minutes later, I was like, and Walter turns around again, and Otis turned around this time. I'm like, we have a mouse in this house. Like, it's got to be that, or somebody was out here scratched, but it wasn't that, you know? I mean, how we got cameras all over this place. Like, they go off every time some bunny rabbit goes by on them and stuff like that. So anyway, every time I talk to somebody on the phone, I'm like, let me turn these damn cameras off, because every time I move, they go off. So anyway, so I think we have a mouse in the kitchen. I don't know where it's coming from, but do you remember the other day I saw a mouse run by there? So I'm like, well, is it the season that, like, mice try to find places inside? I don't know. But anyway, so I watched Saw last night, and that Saw 2, and then I was gonna watch the BTK Killer's daughter. Mel is actually watching it today, and she texted me about it because we have this joke about it being about hiking. What did she say? She said, just turn on the BTK documentary. Here's hoping it's not a Grand Canyon documentary, because that's the book was all about that. She was like, how was brunch? I said, LOL, I haven't watched it yet. Brunch was good, getting ready to start vlogging. She said 12 minutes in and already one reference to hiking. Lord. I said LOL. I'm probably going to watch that tonight, and maybe the third Saw movie, because I want to get into the, like, I want to make sure that I don't get behind, and then it's like 3 days before the end of October. I'm like, I got all these Saw movies to watch. So then, you guys, I would just be honest with you. Like, I would just F off all shows right now and just watch Shetland. I am so into Shetland. It is so good. And last night I was like, there's 9 seasons, and I'm only on, so I finished the 3rd season. Was that last night or the night before? I don't remember. I finished the 3rd season. I'm now in the 4th season of Shetland. It is so good. It is so, so good. I'm like, what's the 4th season about? Oh, the 4th season's about this guy, and he supposedly like was forced into giving a false confession of killing this woman on the island, and so then he like gets appealed, or gets, yeah, I think he gets appealed or whatever, and so he gets out of prison because of like falsified information or whatever, and he comes back to the island, and then everybody thinks that he still did it except for her twin sister, but then they're like reopening the investigation. It's really, really good. I don't know why at some point the guy that plays Jimmy Perez, who's like the main detective, and his like partner Tosh, I love them so much together and their storylines. Last season, season 3, was really, really hard to watch because I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but some like really, it was, I mean, trigger warning if you're going to watch the show. They talk a lot about like violence and stuff like towards women in the 3rd season a lot. It was really hard to watch. I thought they handled it in a really like kind of educational, delicate manner. I was really interested in how they handled it. I thought and they've continued to talk about it in season 4 too. But the show is just so fantastic. I could just watch it all the time. So I was like, you got to keep up with your shows. Like, I still haven't watched Amazing Race yet. I was going through my list because I had to take some things off my list, like Life After Lockup, because it's over. Alex was like, so I've got Amazing Race. Oh, Below Deck, I haven't watched from this last week. I still got to watch all the Only Murders in the Building. I don't know how many episodes left are on the season. And then Invasion, and I want to start, so here's my list of TV shows I'm going to watch this week. My Father the BTK Killer. I want to finish the Ed Gein show. I don't care how soon I finish it, though. It's so bad. Task on HBO. I think I'm going to start that tonight. Oh, I've got Sister Wives tonight, too. I think I'm going to start Task on HBO because next Sunday is the season finale. Haul Out the Halloween on Hallmark with Lacey Chabert. Death in Apartment 603, a lot of people told me to see that. Saw 3, and The Perfect Neighbor comes out on the 17th on Netflix, which I can't wait. There's a lot of good shows coming out this week. I gotta look them up. But The Perfect Neighbor is one of them. So yeah, so I had a good night last night. Oh my God. My head hit the pillow, and I was like out asleep. So Alex this morning texted me. I didn't even see his text come through. He's like, heading home now. So he got home really, really early. He's so tired. He goes, well, I guess like only half of them stayed there last night. So it was like Alex and like his like best friend that just got married. So it's like these 2 girls and Alex are like the 3 of them are like, they hang out all the time together. So the other girl got married first, and now it's this girl's wedding is the 1st of November. And so that was her bachelorette party. So Alex and the 2 of them, and then 2 other girls, and then the bride's mom and aunt and sister stayed too. Last night. I think there was like 20 of them total or something like that. But anyway, everybody else left. And so they got up this morning and just like cleaned up and got it done. But they left really early. Like Alex was home early this morning. He was so tired. And I said, well, did you stay up really late last night? He goes, because Friday night they stayed up till like 4:30 and ordered Taco Bell and stuff like that. He said he was in bed by 12:30 last night. He goes, we came back like last night and we had like, they had like a Fiesta taco bar dinner kind of thing, and that is like her mom got and put together and stuff like that. And he was like, after that we like sat around and watched, I think they watched Coraline or something like that. Because he said he kept on calling it Caroline just to like make them mad. He's like, no, last night was so chill. He was like, we didn't really like any of us drink or anything. He's like, I am so tired. He was like, Friday night, he goes, we were just like we stayed up and everything. Goes, so yesterday, he goes, we just had stuff going on yesterday. He goes, I was in bed by like 12:30 last night. So he is exhausted today. But he was like, I told him, I said, we don't have to go to brunch if you don't want to go to brunch. He's like, are you saying you don't want to go to brunch? I said, I'm rested, but you're the one that's tired if you want to. He was like, well, I really want to go to brunch. And I said, okay, let's go to brunch. So we got up and went to brunch. Hold on, I'm going to show you what I had. I had something different today. Today at brunch, I had are you guys ready? Today at brunch, I didn't have the waffle grilled cheese. Oh, dang it, Keaton. I had the waffle, the gluten-free waffle, with fruit and coffee. It was so delicious. And Alex had, my brother-in-law holding our nephew, Cruz. Oh, he's got his Colts jersey on. Cruz has a Colts jersey on. Seems like old times having you. Do you remember I used to sing that on the vlog back in the day? So anyway, we went to brunch, and then Alex was like, yeah, and we have to watch like all the Housewives tonight too, because we've got, I think some of them are on tonight. So we've got the second part of the Miami reunion, which is supposed to be like really hot to trot. And then we have Salt Lake City and we have Orange County to watch. We don't watch Potomac, although I wish I did, because this season looks like it's going to be crazy, because people just got arrested and Karen just got out of jail or whatever. But no, we don't watch that. So I told him, I said, well, what are you going to do while I go vlog? And he goes, well, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to go back to sleep. When he came home, I mean, he slept until like right before we went to brunch. I said, you make the executive management decision. Are we going to do brunch or not? And he goes, I want to go to brunch. Let's get up and go to brunch. I said, okay. I already had my clothes laid out, my little Birdwell t-shirt. I had it all laid out. Last night, I was ready to, so I was like, all I got to do is get up and brush my teeth and wash my face and go to brunch. The coffee today, by the way, is caramel. All their coffee is just kind of starting to taste just like regular coffee to me. It's just okay. My favorite right now of this season is the Trick or Treat pumpkin marshmallow. I don't know what the brand is. I can find out for you. My second favorite, it's the Java cup or Java coffee. It's Java something. My second favorite is the candy corn. Those two are such a close tie for first. Oh my God, they're so good. The K-Pods. So anyway, so I'm either going to go inside. So he's taking a nap with the dogs right now. So I'm either going to go inside. They were so excited to see him today. When I took them out, and then when he came home, they were like going like crazy and stuff like that. But anyway, so I'm either going to go inside and he is going to be like asleep. And there will be no Housewives. Or this is what'll happen. He'll wake up at like 7 and he'll be like, okay, you ready to watch the Housewives? And I'll be so into something else. I'll be like, can we just wait till tomorrow? But I think the Housewives, I think Miami's on tonight. So if we don't catch up tonight, then we'll be like 2 episodes behind, and I don't want to do that. So maybe I'll go inside. Like last time I said he was going to sleep for the night, he didn't. And we ended up watching shows. So tonight, maybe I'll go inside. But if not, then I'm going to take my walk. I've been doing really, really good on the walking every day and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to take my walk and then listen to The Intruder by Frida McFadden. I'm kind of excited to actually listen to something kind of scary while I walk. And then probably take a nap at some point. And yeah, tomorrow film a bunch of videos. And tonight I'm going to watch Shetland. Oh, Sister Wives is on tonight. No Big Brother, thank God. But I'm going to watch Shetland tonight. Probably the BTK. Well, it depends on if Alex goes to sleep or not. So if he sleeps for the night, then I have to read tonight. I'm going to read a bunch. So it's going to be another cozy, relaxing night. And I'm ready for this week ahead. So, yep, that's it. So I hope you guys, I'm going to get off here now. I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday and that you're getting refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and relaxed for the week ahead. And if nobody else has told you this today, you know, I love you guys. Let me know how your week is going in the comment section below, or what you've got planned for this week. I hope you guys had a very amazingly wonderful weekend, and that we're all going to go into this week. We're going to have a great week this week. I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Oh, and if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.